Welcome to another episode of the Adultish Podcast. You can like, listen, comment, share, and subscribe to Adultish on most streaming platforms. You can also find Adultish on Twitter at AdultishP0DCAST. Welcome, everyone, to a brand spanking new episode of the Adultish Podcast. As always, it's your host, Afiya, and I'm joined tonight by my very special, favorite, number one co-host, Mr. Vincent Bernard. Vincent, please say hello to the beautiful people.
Hello, beautiful people.
Oh.
How art thou?
We art well, my dear. We
Fabulous.
art well.
Fabulous.
Also, just wanted to take a moment out to let you guys know, if you hear a lot of music in the background, a lot of loud music, cheering, screaming, yelling, do not think that we have a live audience here cheering us on. Unfortunately, it is not so. There is a wedding going on. There's an Indian wedding, if you will, happening with my neighbors next door. And so they are in night, I want to say 4 or 5 of their festivities.
Right.
And so it's been loud music on this block all week.
Right. Exactly. Friday when I came by to pick you up, they were carrying on.
Yeah, and they were carrying.
Right.
Big bamboo sticks
Yes.
and dancing. And,
Yes.
Yeah, so.
It's quite lively over there.
Yeah, they're living their best lives. Speaking of living their best lives.
Yes.
R&B singer Tank
Ow.
is in LA news.
I know. And that's the gag, because when I saw that Tank was then I saw that Tank was trending, I was like, well why? Like, you know, what's he done or what's he doing that got the folks talking?
Yeah, so Tank, R&B artist. He's really known for, songs like Maybe I Deserve, Please Don't Go, When We,
Right.
etc. He is in the process of promoting a new album that he has dropping soon.
Right.
And so he was on Angela Yee's podcast a couple of weeks ago. I want to say maybe last week or so. And there was a very special clip from the podcast that got a lot of people buzzing. Just to paraphrase it, if you haven't seen it already, go ahead and do that. However, the situation basically went down as this. All right, so I've gotten the quote here. And so it goes between Tank, Angela Yee, who's the host of her show Lip Service,
Right.
and Laurel, who's like who she said she brought up. Okay, so the conversation started with she brought up a conversation about her ex-boyfriend, who she called a liar about the times he got with a man. So Tank said he's not a liar, he just lied twice. And then goes on to say, so let's say a guy sucked a dick one time, and Angela Yee says, let's say twice. So he said twice is excessive, but then countered that it doesn't mean that the guy is gay. Quote, he sucked a dick once, right? Then he's like, I'm not sure if I like it or not. Let me try it again. And then says, you know what? It's not for me. Don't like the taste.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
He goes on to say, it doesn't mean he's gay. It means he sucked dick twice. The art of being gay is being gay. It's a continuous state of being.
Right.
End quote.
Right.
Tank says this, and of course, Twitter,
of course,
IG,
of course,
Google,
of course,
Androids,
everybody
iPhones, everybody and their mama
starts
losing their
ever-loving minds. And all these misconceptions come out.
On top of that, false equivalencies. And then Tank actually got spammed a lot on his IG.
Of course.
People were coming at him like, thank goodness you finally came out and said that you're gay. And he's like, I'm not, but your man's is. Like,
right.
He was clapping back at some people.
Right. See, he got to get petty because the internet is petty.
Because the internet's petty. At some point, he basically did a video and was just like, listen, I said what I said, and I don't have to prove my straightness or anything to any of you.
Right.
And it is what it is. I'm pretty sure that he's since done another radio show or something to clarify his comments, which we can talk about at a later time.
Right.
Because of course this conversation can be an ongoing conversation.
Right. Yes, indeed.
But to speak specifically to this first iteration of this conversation. What are your thoughts? I know I have my thoughts.
Right.
But I brought this up because I knew Vincent would have feels on it.
I would have feels. I have thoughts. I have things to say.
Yes.
Well,
say it.
I'm going to start this off by saying that sexuality is, the way I see it, sexuality is a spectrum.
Right.
It's on a spectrum. I mean,
right.
Sexologists, sex therapists, they have talked about this decades ago. I mean, Dr. Alfred Kinsey developed the Kinsey scale to talk about, sexuality from 0 being completely unabashedly gay to 6 being like monumentally straight. So the whole sex is on the spectrum thing isn't new. So what Tank is talking about is actually full on legit. A person who is gay or a lesbian or same gender loving, that is something that is who they are. It's biological. It's not something that you try on. It's not something that you're wearing. It's not a choice you make. It's who you are. I mean, and then of course there are people who are genuinely bisexual. We've talked about bisexuality and how they're actually living, breathing human beings out there who are actually attracted to both sex simultaneously. Right. It doesn't mean that they fuck both sexes at the same time. It just means that they can date a man or they can date a woman. Now, what Tank is saying is that for him and or men like him, that he thought to himself, hey, maybe I could try this out. Because he may not be that complete 6, or rather he is, but he needs to first figure that out by experimenting. Right. People experiment all the time.
Yes.
And if he were a woman and said, hey, I experimented once or twice with another woman in college, then he would still be, if he were a woman, she would still be allowed to be straight.
Yes, absolutely.
But for some reason, when it comes to male sexuality, and especially black male sexuality, we have to pathologize it. We have to assign it something. And if he were gay and dared say that he wanted to try things out with a woman, then the gays would drag him too. Yeah. So it's I don't want to take it there because it's so that's like you said, it's such a huge thing. We can talk about this forever, but it's Tank is basically saying yo, I tried it once. It wasn't my thing. I know it's not my thing. I know I'm not attracted to men. Bam, let's move on. Right. But there are some straight and there are some others out there. It's I know I don't need to ever try having sex with a man. I know it's not my thing. Right. That's not Tank. Yeah. And just because that's not Tank doesn't mean that suddenly now Tank is some raging homo that's looking for dick because one time a long time ago he sucked some guy's dick once or twice. Right. I think that people do not understand how sexuality works, and we are so conditioned and indoctrinated into thinking these archaic notions surrounding sexuality. And we run with them and we go with them, and then we go to the internet and we start carrying on and acting the fool and whatever. And it happens so often. I'll give you an example. If a guy likes to get pegged, do you know what pegging is? Yes. Okay. So for the audience who don't know, pegging is if you are a guy who likes to have a woman put on a strap on and fuck you in the ass. Now, to many men, that would be seen as gay. Gay, yeah. When that is not gay at all, because a gay man is someone who is only attracted to other men. Yes. That's it. So if you are a man who likes to have your girl stick her fingers up your ass, if you like her to put on a strap on and fuck you up the ass with it, guess what, man? You are not gay, because unless you're attracted to other men, you're not gay. You just like to actually have an orgasm. You just like to tickle your prostate. Exactly. And straight men out there who don't know about that, tickle their prostate. Guess what, y'all? Y'all not having orgasms like those brothers out there who ain't afraid to go there. Yeah. They are experiencing orgasms that you will never experience because of toxic masculinity. I will just say that. Okay? So understand your sexuality, understand how it works, and no, Tank is not gay. Hold on, let me get a gunshot for that. Bam, let me get another one. I just had to say that, and I'm through. Yeah, so just to piggyback on that, yes. When I heard the conversation, first thing, I didn't immediately think that Tank was gay for saying these things. If he's talking from personal experience, I don't know. He's saying that he's not, but he's
I gave him, in him saying that, I gave him credit for being that open-minded to understanding that sexuality is a spectrum.
Right. Yes.
There, as you said, there is a lot of toxic masculinity, especially in the Black male community.
Yes.
It goes like from extreme, you know, in the Black American community to super extreme in the Black Caribbean community, because that's ridiculous. Even in that community, it's like if you eat a woman out, that's
considered,
that's nasty. Or like, you know, or if you're into anal sex, oh, you're gay. You know, even though you're performing the anal sex on a woman, you're still gay, because like, why would you want to go, you know, have sex in her ass? Like, why would you do that?
Exactly.
And it's called fun. But, in him saying that, it did bring it up for me, the idea that we are living, the reason, so many layers, but it brought up so much for me because, one, it was just like, why are we so, as you said, indoctrinated to the belief that that men can't experiment? Right? Like, someone doesn't have to be gay in order to experiment with the other sex or the other gender. Probably because, again, people don't understand that sexuality is super fluid. Yeah. For instance, so growing up, me and my sister, I used to tell my sister this occasionally, not all the time, but like, it's so easy for women to say, oh, this other woman's so beautiful, this other woman's pretty, or whatever the case may be, right? And my thing was, my woman was Angelina Jolie. Yes. I used to say, and I used to say this all the time, I was like, if Angelina Jolie gave me time, and this was like back in like the early, I would say
early 2000s?
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Gia, you're talking Gia, Girl Interrupted, Tomb Raider, got you. Okay,
yes. Like right before she got super skinny, and, you know, had like the Rainbow Coalition going on in her house. But I found her, and I still find her, I think she's a very beautiful woman. I still find her attractive. Since then, she has been replaced by Eva Green. And for either one of them, Eva Green. And then, what's her name? The Mexican one. Salma Hayek is another one for me. So those three are like my trifecta. Like, those are my trisexual ladies. Like, if I had a moment to be physical with these women, I would probably go for it just to see where it would go. But
Eva Green is seductive.
Isn't she?
She is seductive.
It's just like she's weird and dark, and then the eyes are blue, and then the eyes. She plays like these
vampy, but
maniacal, like broken,
and they're like layered, and you get them. I completely get the Angelina and Eva Green.
Yes.
Yeah. Salma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn, definitely.
That's the only reason why. From Dusk Till Dawn. That's the only reason why.
But I'm with you on the women that you've chosen and why.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so I can see those women, like, because I like them on such this intellectual level, and I also think that they're very physically attractive.
Yes.
I can see myself wanting to engage in some kind of sexual like embrace with them, something, right, to see where it will go. Does that make me a lesbian? No, but it makes me aware of the fact that, again, despite the fact that I would consider myself a cisgendered heterosexual female, I can still be attracted to certain women, and I can also be sexually attracted to certain women, and I feel like when Tank said this, it again, we are allowed this, and it brings me to the point of, like, all of this is because of white patriarchy. Like, just, and I'm gonna say white patriarchy.
Say it, yeah.
Because they are the ones who tell us, they came to us, the peoples of the earth, and colonized us and told us, this is wrong. Yes. You should never be attracted to the person of the same gender, or hell, and, you know, and fire upon thee type of shit. Because there are religions and customs in different cultures where it's okay to be attracted to the same gender or the same sex people, and they don't think of it as same sex. They think of it like you're attracted to this person. I believe I even saw it on a documentary. It was like I think there's like a village or a tribe in Panama, like a village of people in Panama, where it's like they believe that like the soul goes from body to body. So if they're attracted to, you know, another woman, they're not attracted to the woman. They're attracted to the soul, and they think that they found that their soulmate who has just been reincarnated in like a